talk more about the job prospects for college grads here in the U.S. I'm joined by Shawn VanDerziel. He's the Executive Director of the National Association of Colleges and Employers. Do we have that right? Is it good news?
That's right. It is really good news for graduates here in the U.S. Our studies have found that this coming graduation season, graduates from the class of 2022 will expect to find 32% more jobs than the class of 2021. So that's really good news.
Now, is it the right kind of jobs in the right industry? Because we talk to an awful lot of executives, and it's the same complaint. We can't find people, we can't find people, we can't find people. What's the problem?
Yeah, that is the common thread right now. There's a shortage of labor. And so what we're finding is that the increases actually are across the board in all fields and all industries. So when you take a look at those industries, it really spans from oil and gas to information and computer sciences to finance and food and beverage. It's across the board.
If we were talking to college graduates today, what industry would we want them not to be in?
I don't know that there is one that I would say not to be in, because honestly, there are labor shortages generally, and it's really hitting every industry. So if there's an industry they're really interested in, they're likely to find a job there.
Then when we talk to college students, there's often it's really hard to find a job, it's really hard to find the right job, I don't like my boss, I don't like my company. I mean, there's a lot of concerns, and we might consider them gripes. What is the disconnect between all these job potentials out there, and why is it so hard to find that match to put them together?
Yeah, so while there are a lot of jobs available and there is a labor shortage, there are still a lot of people applying for many jobs. So a particular position could still get hundreds of applications. So a candidate really needs to be able to stand out in that process. Companies are still being selective, and so you've got to stand out as a candidate, and you have to be able to demonstrate your skills and your abilities in that one-page resume so that an employer gets it right away why you would be a fit for that particular position.
I spoke to one job seeker, and they said, I only want to work remote. But I'll do anything, but I only want to work remote. How has that market changed now? That are we going to go remote, or are we going back to the office, or are these expectations realistic in this new environment?
That's a really good question. And what we find is that this generation of graduates are actually saying they want a little bit of time in the office. They want the flexibility to be able to work remotely, but they do want face-to-face time. They recognize that they're new to the employment landscape, and that's really important to meet colleagues and to understand the environment that they're working in. However, they want the flexibility. So what we have found in our research is really good news. We found that the graduates from this class, it's likely that about 40% will work in a hybrid environment, meaning they'll go into the office a couple days a week, but have the flexibility to work from home the remainder of the time. We found that about 18% will be fully remote, which is also good news for those that want fully remote positions. And then the remainder would be in person.
Very interesting. Any last minute advice for those looking for a role? They've sent out perhaps dozens and dozens of resumes, but maybe haven't gotten that interview that they've wished for.
Yeah, really read those job descriptions very carefully and tailor your resume to the job description. Pull out those skills that they're looking for and demonstrate those skills through experiences that you've had. So whether those be leadership experiences, activities that you've participated in, part-time jobs, internships, employers want to see it. They want to see those demonstrated skills that apply directly to the job.
Yeah, I think the key advice here is don't get too excited that there's a lot of job openings. You still have to do the hard work. You still have to tailor your resume, and you still got to show up and hopefully put a good smile. Shawn, always good to speak to you. Joining us from Pennsylvania. We'll talk to you again. Thank you.
Thank you.